Ever since the release of God of War Ragnarok in 2022, fans have been wondering where Kratos' next adventure might take him. The Greek and Norse worlds have both been conquered, so what's next for the God of War Sparta? Many believe that Santa Monica Studio, the developer behind the God of War games, might be preparing to explore the land of ancient Egypt next. Rumors about an Egyptian setting have been around for years, but now things are starting to sound more real. According to well-known leaker Tom Henderson, Santa Monica Studio is working on not just one, but two God of War projects, a smaller 2D spin-off, and a new mainline game featuring Kratos himself. Henderson mentioned that this upcoming game, Kratos will wield a curved Egyptian sword, most likely a khopesh, a traditional weapon from ancient Egypt shaped like a crescent blade. That single detail has reignited fan theories that the next God of War will indeed be set in Egypt. Let's imagine a God of War Rise of the Pharaohs, a full next-gen sequel where Kratos enters Egypt after the events of Ragnarok Valhalla. Kratos and Atreus have gone separate ways, searching for peace. Kratos wanders into a new land, Kemet, a kingdom of the two lands that is ancient Egypt. He is drawn by visions of a golden desert where spirits whisper of balance between life and death. In Thebes, Kratos saves a mortal child from a monstrous crocodile only to discover the beast in Sobek, the crocodile god. Sobek claims Kratos' arrival has disturbed Math, the cosmic balance of truth and order. Final boss fight might include Sobek, Devourer of the Nile, a brutal amphibious combat in flooded ruins where Kratos defeats him but spares his life, earning the wrath of Set, the god of storms and chaos, who declares Kratos an agent of disorder. So the gameplay feels like desert traversal with sandstorms replacing snowstorms. Egyptian relics grants new rune powers like solar flames, scarab shields, and river curses. New weapons like khopesh of Horus, which is known as curved blade that channels sunlight. And Kratos might also learn Egypt god rule, not through faith but through balance. Like Ra, Order Sun, and Set Chaos Storm constantly war to maintain Math. Kratos' presence titles the skill. And Thoth, god of wisdom, acts as mentor, guiding Kratos towards enlightenment rather than bloodshed. He might be the allies, and one more allies can be the mortal scribe, which is Nephara, becomes Kratos' companion and voice of conscience like Mimir. And key bosses might also include Anubis, the Lord of the Dead, judges Kratos' soul in the Hall of Truth, where Arena floating slabs above a river of souls, and might be mechanic like Kratos must fight phantoms of his past like Zeus, Baldur, or Helios. And other might be Skemet, Lioness of War, Set's general dual-face fight in a burning temple. This might be the situation where Kratos discovers the Set is feeding off the chaos caused by Ragnarok's ripples through realms. His storm will consume both Midgard and Egypt unless stopped. And there might also be the twist in the stories like Rise of the Pharaohs, where Ra, the sun god, plans to purge humanity to restore balance, so Set wants to rule the ashes. Kratos realizes both gods are tyrants and that only mortals should define balance. So final battles might include Set's Storm of Chaos, where a massive sand vortex boss fight, recalling the Valkyrie's Queen scale. And Ra, the burning sun, also might be the final boss atop the solar bark, where Rush, ship through the sky, faces through day, dusk, night, and dawn, and Kratos might kill the sun to end divine rule. Where ending could be Kratos destroys Ra-Heart. This might be the first ending. The sun dims and Egypt falls into twilight. And other might be Thoth and trust Kratos with a feather of Maat, symbolizing true balance, or he might become a keeper of order, not a destroyer of gods. So post-credit tease goes to a shadowy figures, retrieves Rostov, the voice of Horus, god of the sky, says the balance is broken and the father will rise again. So gameplay design innovations is that dual realms could include description like switch between the mortal world and duet, which is Egyptian underworld, using Thoth's amulet. And other one is solar combos might include chain light charge attacks for area burns. And other one is Pharaoh's trials, might be for optional boss rush arenas based on the 42 judges of Math. Crafting can be included like relic forging from mummy wrappings, scarabs, gemstones. And traversal could include sandboarding dunes, climbing obelisk, sailing the Nile. And themes could be like balance versus power, where Kratos learns peace isn't the absence of war but the control of chaos. Other one is legacy. Without Atreus, Kratos must define what kind of god he wants to be. Other one is mortality. The Egyptian focus on afterlife's mirrors Kratos' endless struggle to die in peace. And because of this, Egypt makes perfect sense because the God of War franchise has always been about mythology and gods from different cultures. Kratos started his bloody journey in Greek mythology mythology, destroying Olympus and the gods who ruled it. Then he traveled north into Norse lands where he clashes with Odin, Thor and other deities. By the end of Ragnarok, the story revealed that many other worlds and mythologies exist in this universe, meaning Egypt, along with its rich lore of gods, monsters and magic, could easily fit in. Interestingly, a prequel comic book titled God of War Fallen God already showed Kratos visiting Egypt. In the story, he meets mysterious figures who might be gods in disguise, and even encounters Thoth, the Egyptian god of wisdom. Since that comic is considered canon, it's very possible that the next big game will expand on the storyline. Hints already hidden in previous games, like if you look closely, Santa Monica Studio has already dropped a few clues pointing to Egypt. In God of War Ragnarok, there's an Ankh artifact mentioned in the codex, which directly comes from Egyptian culture. Some concept art and maps include pyramids faintly seen in the background. The Valhalla DLC includes a weapon used by Tyr that looks like a kopech, the same carved sword Henderson talked about. And of course, the Fallen God comic literally puts Kratos in Egypt for a short time. All these hints make it hard to ignore the possibility that Kratos' next adventure could indeed be in the desert sands of ancient Egypt. Many fans are divided about whether Kratos should continue his journey. Some say Ragnarok gave him a perfect ending, a moment of peace after decades of war, but others believe that there's still more story to tell, especially if his son Atreus Loki is involved. At the end of Ragnarok, Atreus sets out his own mission to find other giants scattered across the world. If Kratos later learns that Atreus has gotten into trouble, perhaps crossing paths with powerful Egyptian gods, that could easily draw the God of War out of retirement. After all, Kratos' story has always been about family, redemption, and protecting those he loves. And Egyptian mythology offers a huge range of gods and creatures that would make for epic boss fights and deep storytelling, like we already talked about it. Like Thoth, the god of wisdom and knowledge, he already appeared in Fallen God, so he could return as an ally or guide. And Sobek, the crocodile-headed god associated with war and the Nile River, brutal and powerful, a perfect match for a boss battle. Other one is Montu, an ancient god of war who could challenge Kratos' title as the true god of war. Other one is Set, the god of chaos and storms. If the next game needs a main villain, Set would be a fitting choice. And Horus, the falcon-headed god of kingship and justice, he could serve as either an enemy or a rival turned ally. Each of these gods represents different sides of Egyptian myth: order, chaos, war, wisdom, giving the writers a lot of freedom to explore complex moral themes. What could make the game so special? If Santa Monica Studio go to Egypt, there are many exciting possibilities for gameplay and story, like new weapons like the kopech sword throwing blades shaped like sun discs or chakrams, and even god-forged Egyptian relics, or new powers like abilities based on Egyptian beliefs about the afterlife, resurrection, and the soul, and new settings like from blazing deserts and hidden tombs to vast temples and the mystical underworld of Duat. Moral complexity, like unlike the Greek or Norse gods, Egyptian deities often represent balance and duality, not pure good or evil. Kratos might be forced to make harder choices than ever before. So finally, we can say that nothing is officially confirmed yet, but the signs are growing stronger that God of War may soon take us to Egypt. If true, it could open up a whole new world of myth, magic, and epic battles, while continuing Kratos' emotional journey as a father or warrior, or together. Until Santa Monica Studio makes an announcement, take all leaks and rumors with a pinch of salt, but one thing's for sure: if Kratos does face the Egyptian gods next, the sands of the Nile are going to run red once again. So let me know in the comments below, guys, what are your thoughts and opinions about this. I love to hear from you. Which god do you like the most? Do leave your opinions down below, guys, and hit the like button and subscribe our channel for more notifications. The bell icon, bro, that's the most important thing of all time. Do click it because you guys deserve the notifications sooner, and we will be covering up every God of War topic here on in this channel, from official news to music and much more. So do subscribe for more, guys, and thank you for all the love and support you guys have given us. Take care, stay tuned for more updates, and see you all in our next video. This is Capix Gaming, and goodbye.